Good morning. If you ever wanted to live in a van or an RV or any kind of vehicle, and you are wondering what is it like to live inside a van, I mean, can I do that? I'm not sure. I mean, you must be a little cuckoo to do that. I mean, what is it like? If you've never done it, if you've done it, you're like, what's the big deal? Well, I don't know, I can't explain it. So maybe I shouldn't be doing this video. Alright, that's it, folks. See you next time. Well, it's like freedom. You know, look, while my tummy is percolating, I'm inside my van here, and it doesn't even feel like I'm inside my van. I know I'm in my van, but it almost doesn't feel like it, because when I come back here, this is like my home. This is like my home on wheels. And you can have your home on wheels, the inside, any way you want, but it's like a total freedom. You don't have to deal with neighbors except the neighbors where you usually park, and if you don't like those neighbors, you can just move somewhere else. You don't have to pay rent unless you pay your vehicle, like I did for a few years, but now it's paid for. But you don't have to pay rent or mortgage. But then again, your property does not appreciate like a house. So you have to remember that. But you do have you have freedom. If you don't work full time like me, if you can move around and travel and just be wherever you want, then how much better can it be? I mean, if you have a van and you're living in your van, one day you can be sitting, I don't know, by the Colorado River, maybe fishing or swimming or taking pictures or going for a hike or whatever you want to do. The next day you could drive to Arizona. It's not far from Arizona, and you can be at the Grand Canyon, or you could be in Utah, or you could be anywhere you want. You could be up by the Pacific. I mean, from Colorado in one day you could reach California. I'm pretty much sure that you could do that if you drive real fast. But it could be basically anywhere you want. Like me, I have to work full-time most of the year, not all year, and then about 4 months out of the year I can travel, I can go different places. But even while I'm working, and if you have to work full-time like me, you can save a lot of money on rent. When I did this for the first time, when I began living in my van, when I began dreaming of living in my van, I did it because I didn't think I was going to be able to afford child support. I didn't think I was going to be able to afford that, and all the other bills that I was paying with attorneys and everything else I was paying. So, especially in the winter when I usually get laid off, because just the way it is with construction, the weather messes everything up. So usually I'm a couple months off. So I was thinking, how am I going to pay all these bills? Because in my situation, it's an unknown in the winter. I don't know how much I'm going to be working. I don't know how much I'm going to be making. And the bills continue to pile up. So, because I didn't know how I was going to deal with that, and now at the time I was staying with my parents and they were moving back to Europe, so I'm like, I'm gonna live in a van, and that's just the way it's going to be. And from day one that I've lived in a van, I just loved it. The first night I slept in this van, I had nothing in here except an air mattress and a sleeping bag. I think I had a sleeping bag and a few boxes of stuff that I needed for work. That's all I had in here. I had nothing else. and I loved it. I slept well, and I had no vents, nothing. And if I can do it, you can do it. And from that day on, I just loved it. And of course now I do it because I like doing it. I could not think of going back to renting a house or renting an apartment or renting a room. I cannot fathom dealing with landlords or neighbors and noises and always being in the same place, always having to drive to the same place. I don't have to be in the same place if I don't want to. I can move around. On the weekends when I'm not working, I don't have to go to the same place. I can move to whatever place I want to. Whatever place I feel like going, that's where I'm going to go for the weekend. So, what is it like living in a van? I guess unless you're really doing it, it's hard to explain. But it's freedom. It's, in my case, happiness. My home, whatever I drive, that's where my home is. So, what is it like living in a van? You can always rent one for a week or two and give it a try.